Alright, here we are, the Tower of Vool, going into the Obelisk of Lost Souls as promised. This Tal, she's going to be our guide because, well, she's been feeling left out. Step into the void. Boom. That's right, we're going back into a void zone. I love the void. I love the void. The void is a wonderful place. Remember, the void is non-existence. That's what the void represents. It represents nothing. This is zero. I made a little rant, at least I think I did, about tier 0. There's no such thing as tier 0. And that this is 0. This is what the void represents. This is nothing. However, it is possible to enter the void and return. Let's see. Where's my compass? Okay, this is east, facing north. Alright, that's the northern door. This is west, south, east. Alright, bringing up the map. Okay, we are actually, this is the obelisk right here. But this is the zone. Alright, those other rotating zone ends take you to here. A mysterious portal. That's the exit. The door that I'm facing opens from this side, if I remember correctly, but should not open from the outside unless you've completed a quest, which you get from here. Entrance into the obelisk. It's the access quest. It makes you run around and kill Soul Harvester's Edge, Cool, Nah, Gron. 4 of them, and they're not always up. They are shadowed men. They're named shadowed men. There are all sorts of cool things. There's Nightbloods running around out here. There's that big giant worm drake thing, Zygoth the Watcher. There's Wormjaw, who is a roaming epic contested. He is, or it is, a giant rumbler. Remember the Windstalker Rumbler? Yeah, it's one of those. Notice a lot of these are like level 38s and stuff. Although, hey, they're not indicating what the Soul Harvesters are. But yeah, they're all around the upper 30s, 40s. So anyways, when you zone in through the other entrances, you have to do the access quest to open the store and come in here. Otherwise, you can just go to Firot and take this portal. Yay! Okay, this is like the first floor. This is the second floor. I think you have to... it's been so long since I've gone through the zone, but here, we'll go through the first floor. There are 3 different floors to it going down. This is a outpost of the void. Right? The void is trying to infiltrate reality. Oh look, Nightbloods, 41. They're all heroics and stuff, so this is a group zone. Or at least a solo zone if you have a mercenary. Look, big too. I've always liked Nightbloods, they look cool. Too bad it can't be a playable Nightblood. Map. Alright, so yeah, this is where we came down. Map, as you can see, is it's a mess. It's an absolute mess. Here we go. Alright, you can see all this cool, the Soulless Wastes. Kind of reminds me of an anime I saw, actually. I can't think of what it was called, but it's about some dude who can see spirits. And he is marked as a kind of a successor, there we go, to... I didn't watch the whole thing, it's actually pretty long, but he's a successor to this, a house of wishes. They grant wishes. And the woman who lives there, she is looking for a successor so she can die. And she kind of picks him. He's just some high school dude who has the ability to see spirits. Spirits are attracted to him, in fact. And 2 of the characters in it are these 2 little girls who live inside the shop. But as you find out, they aren't regular people. They're actually just soulless dolls. Their only purpose is to anchor the shop in reality. They can never leave, or they'll just, die. Here we go, Soulless Waste. Check it out. So it kind of reminds me of those dolls. They also play a mean air guitar. Oh yeah, little switches on the walls here. I'm pointing those out because they are important. Deeper in. This is the second floor of that room I went in where all the Shadowmen, the Cistern of Immortality. Yeah, this is the Cistern of Immortality. Shadow, liquefier, all this great stuff. They got little zombie dudes with them because they're necromancers. Which is interesting because necromancy deals with death, and the void doesn't. It's possible to be dead and still exist, you know. But then now we're getting all philosophical. And you guys don't pay me to get all philosophical. You guys don't pay me at all. But the point is, you guys don't pay me to get philosophical. The void is something different than death. It's like, well, we can't really understand it because we exist. It's one of those things, you know, it's like the living can't understand what it's like to be dead because they're alive. The only way to understand it is to become it, and well, then you're not living anymore, so yeah, kind of defeats the purpose. Anyways, we're just going to kind of run around these rooms, just going to show you what's in them. We got some of these instruments of torture. It's like a little, I don't know, I always think of it as like a piece of a broken bottle golem. One of those draconic runes. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right there. Zoom in. There, you see it? It's a scroll. Blends in well with that table. Yes, one of the draconic runes is in the void. I find it very convenient that Draconic, the language, has 26 runes. Just like English has 26 letters. And there's a hiccup right on schedule. And another one. Okay, we're going down here. That's what these rooms are. These are all like side rooms. They've got stuff in them. Like soul flayers, all these great guys. I want to say, I remember coming in here and killing these guys a lot and having to wait for a respawn, but I can't remember what it was I had to kill them for. There are a lot of lore quests in here, a lot of, especially book quests, different from the ones that you collect from the ground. It's an actual book that you pick up and read it, and it's missing pages. If you read it, one page will pop up, and then it gives you a quest. Hey, look, it's a telemarketer / debt collector scammer. That's all I ever get phone calls from, telemarketers and those debt collect scams. You read the first page, and it'll be like, okay, now you need to go kill 10 of these. Okay, once you do that, read it, because you just got the next page, and read that page, and now, okay, now you need to kill 10 of these. There's a lot of those in here. Once you've done it for all the pages, you'll get a book that you can fully read, and it tells you a tale. And usually, with this zone, it's a tale of someone's encounter with the void. Pick that stuff up because, hey, I might as well. There is a, yeah, there he is. He's needed for, so you need to actually do a kind of access quest to unlock that that door on the southern wall. It's locked normally, and you can't open it. I've done the access quest with Tal, so that'll cut down on this stuff significantly. But there are 4 names in here that you need to kill. That eyeball was, well, here, why don't I just show you the map? That's the eyeball. And here is a Vulsor, who, was he a Nightblood? I think he was a Nightblood. Let's see if he's up. Are you up? Yeah, you're up. A Vulsor, the Nightblood. Check him out. He's so cool looking. Dude, the void's not so bad. You get to look pretty freaking badass. It's like, ooh. I'd love to go to Panda Express and just like reveal my true form. Then order some food and leave. The panic would be hilarious. Anyhow, moving right along. A Vulsor, then you gotta kill a, there's another eye in this room here. That was his name, Troxlep. Yeah. What you're doing is you're summoning the creator. And he is the one who gives you the key, as I recall. Hey, yeah, and that's the other guy. And another eyeball. Look at that guy. Just how's it going? I'm an eyeball. Don't mind me. And if you go down here and look, you'll see, again, more of these soulless assistants and all sorts of cool stuff going on. You see they've got a lot of knowledge in here. Wonder what type of knowledge it is. Knowledge from various realities, maybe, that they have been infiltrating. Later on, there's another zone like this one. It's basically a higher version of this one. In fact, serves the same purpose, where they are performing experiments on soul infiltration. They take over bodies. It's the Book of Summoning. See, when you talk in the Book of Summoning, it wants you to go kill those 4 names. Then it will spawn the creator, who is one of these guys, if I remember correctly, Shadow Dude. And then, yay, you can go to the 2nd floor, which is where we're going next. That's where that access quest I mentioned comes in. The one that isn't a quest. It has to be done. Yes, I will have to do it, but that's not the point. Down here is another named. It's a lot of names. This is a good place. Well, it was a good place for experience and such. It's not so well. Actually, I guess it still is, but they do have a little bit of a respawn timer on them. I think it's like 5 or 10 minutes. It's kind of a pain in the ass. There's the Harbinger. It's like, what are you the Harbinger of? Like a ventilation problem? I don't know. I'm just a Harbinger. I harbinge. Because that's what a Harbinger does. Remember, is one who. So, Harbinger, one who harbinges. Yeah! Yeah, that's right. Oh, didn't go down this way yet, did we? This is also where you, wait, is this the one where you find Trox? No, this is not the one where you find Troxlip. This is just a, room. The room where you fight Troxlips is like this one, though. The eyeballs. Gotta love the eyeballs. The eyes have it. Ha! Ha ha! Oh my goodness, that was hilarious. I really need to cut back on it. Oh no, she logged out. That's okay, she's got stuff to do. Alright then. So recognize this. This is where we zoned in. No, you can't zone back out through this. It's a one-way door. Now we're going to the 2nd floor. Open up. Alright, going down to the next floor. Hey look, another sentry dude. Going through the void. Should be playing some really scary music right now. Unfortunately, this zone actually shares its soundbite with the Orcish Waste Sec, so I couldn't come up with personalized music for it. You notice an enraged shade. Yeah, we got void creatures running around because they're pissed off. I don't know why they're pissed off, but they are pissed off. I mean, look at that guy. That guy's just like, look at him. He's just like, I'm so pissed off. I don't even know, man. It's like, okay, whatever. This door is a one-way door. You open it and you don't reopen it from the other side. Now, the reason I mention these handles is because some of these doors, you actually have to use the handles to open them. But having gone through there, we can now open this door. Now, this is one of the access quests, the security feature. You have to come out through one of these exits, which means you have to go in. But once that door closes behind you, you can't get back out. Uh-oh. So what do? Well, somewhere here there was a readable clicky thing that tells you that you're looking for oh god, what's it called? Here it is, the Labyrinth Shadow. We're gonna track him. Tracking is very useful for finding him because he roams through here. He's a big, slow moving. There he is. Labyrinth Shadow. Bye. Okay, now. Da da da. The back doors have opened, and they will be open for a few minutes. And then they'll close again, and the next dude coming through will have to do it. That's just how it works. Now we can move down to the next floor. But to do that, we need to go down here, where we will encounter a dude of epic proportions. And by epic, I don't mean raid. The Keeper of Nihility. Yeah. Your journey ends here. Well, that's appropriate since you're the Keeper of Nihility, but yeah, he's going to spawn a couple of dudes. Notice he is worth AA, but he's also non-attackable. That will change. He spawns these dudes. Normally they just come right out and kick your ass because they'd be aggressive, but I'm far beyond them and they know this. But it's okay. Let him come and face me. Wah! Ninja power. Actually, swashbuckler power, because I'm a badass. And then these two dudes show up. Yeah, Bonder and Gorisk, I'm sorry. There is no return. I love these guys. They're so cool. Give me them ruby. And yes, there is a lore quest for these guys. Alright, now he's mad. He's like, oh, you're a bitch. I'm going to kick your ass. And just like, boom. Boom. Alright, he's gone. Also, notice these tapestries. Notice you can touch or you can mouse over some of the tapestries. Well, one of them anyways. That one. Tapestry of a flying ship. This tapestry matches the style of those found in the Obelisk of Lost Souls, but has a flying ship on it. This is the Obelisk of Lost Souls, but thanks, Sony. Thanks. I'm glad that you guys keep up on this stuff. The whole reason I point those out is because there is a later quest where you need to find missing tapestries. This is where you will find them. This has something to do with the Ethernauts. I've mentioned them once or twice. They're legendary heroes. Okay, this is a teleporter room. Step into the teleporter, and we're on the 3rd floor. Yeah. Open the door. Again, you got to do some stuff to get down to the very bottom area, which is this little triple thing. Not really quite sure what to call that. Oh yeah, now we got these guys. Iron Sentinels. These are machine horrors or something like that. I can't remember what the official name was. Something of that general effect. Anyways, just remember, sometimes a door won't be clickable, but one of these little things will be, so always check those. What we have to do now to get down to the bottom is pick the right path. It's been a long time since I've done it. Oh, wait a minute. Oh no, did I just do a terrible thing? I think I did not do a terrible thing. Is it here where we can go down? Door to Bork's Sith Throne. Yeah, one of the rooms is down here too, by the way. This is a ×3 epic. Yeah, this is the door. There are also a lot of names in this place. There's this guy, an infernal generator, the medium of Odris, the medium of Norath, the medium of Lysis, oh yeah, there's a rune in there too. Medium of Kron, not to be confused with Iza, and Dirt. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in here. There are quests in here I still haven't completed or even found. Like I said, a lot of book quests. This is a lore-heavy zone, but only if you put the effort into it. Otherwise, it's just a zone that you run through and kill some shit. But, yeah. Hey, look! This room's pretty lame. Get it? Lame ya? Yeah. Epic dude would spawn here. I don't see him. Or them. There's 3 of them. They're eyeballs. Have I ever killed him? I don't know. I might have killed him. I might not have. I know I fought him once. Don't remember if I won or lost. One of the rooms is over here. Where is it? There it is. That's scroll. Scroll case. Yeah, these will give you stuff too. Pick some of this stuff up. It's pretty much the end of the zone. I guess it wasn't as big as I remembered it. It's just windy. Well, that's not true. It is as big as I remembered it, but it's gray, and I've already done it. So there's a lot of stuff that I can just walk right by. Actually doing it takes a little bit longer, because there's no guarantee you'll get the credit that you need for the quest on the first kill. So you might have to kill multiple times. And if you, for example, if you needed to kill a Disciple of Shadow, there's a limited number of them up at any given time. So if you kill them all and don't get what you needed from them, you gotta wait for a respawn. Respawn, not respond. Yeah, whatever. Okay, where's the exit? I don't remember where the exit is. Or maybe I might be thinking of the other version of it, because it ends with a room like this too, but there's an exit in one of the corners, I think. Yeah, the exit is right here, as I remember. Or right here. But that's a higher level zone. It's called the Obelisk of Blight. And you'll remember the Obelisk of Axul, and you notice there's an obelisk theme going on there? Not always the case. As I've said, there are different factions in the Void. these are, yeah, this is one faction that may or may not have anything to do with the Obelisk of Axul. I don't think it does. I do believe this is an independent faction doing their own thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's someone in the void, someone manipulating things from behind the scenes who, yeah, well, yeah, there's someone in the void. We'll get to it. Anyways, this has been a basic rundown of the Obelisk of Lost Souls. Oh, wait. Yeah, I'm glad I remembered that. Right here. The vestibule. Alright. There's an access quest to get inside there. There is a little instance zone in there with some names that you can kill. Kind of like when I talked about Runny Eye, how there was the Chamber of Rulgax. Kind of like the boss of Runny Eye, but he's not actually in Runny Eye. He's in his own special instance. Just like Lord Chestguard of Stormhold is in the Tomb of Valor. That sort of thing. It's one of those zones. You do a little access quest for it, and then you can go inside and be all like, cha cha cha, and the bad guy shows up and is like, screw you, and you're all cha cha cha, and then yay, you get some loot and some experience and a satisfied feeling of a job well done. Ah, yes. So yeah, that's the Obelisk of Lost Souls. Not a lot to it. Not to say that it's just like a quick 30-second run, but yeah, it's an interesting little zone. So there you have it. You should run it. It's kind of fun. It'd be cooler if I could turn my music on, but I'll probably get in trouble because the music I use for this zone also comes from Castlevania Symphony of the Night. And since the one time I did get a copyright notice, it was from Castlevania Symphony of the Night, I can only assume that this one would as well. But that's okay. Again, I'm not going to dispute it because yeah, it was a copyright violation. I kind of forgot that I had made my own custom soundtrack to this game, which you can do, by the way. They have to be named the same as the original music files. They have to be in MP3 form, but all you have to do is take an MP3, rename it to whichever zone that you like. For example, Antonica MP3. That's the sound file that it plays for Antonica. So make a backup. Always make a backup. Make a backup of all the files. I just actually took my music folder and just moved it entirely to a completely different directory. And then you make a folder called custom_music. And it has to have the same folder structure as the music folder does. But you just take the MP3s that you want to use, rename them for the zone, or I should say for the file that you want to use, like for example, Antonica MP3. So when you're in Antonica, this is what plays. Alright. Common Lands, Guild Hall, that sort of thing. Do that, and then there's an option also that you have to turn off. It's been a long time since I've done that. I don't remember where that one is, but there is an option somewhere in here. There's an advanced. Adaptive combat music, yeah, turn that off. Because if you make your own custom combat music, that will override it, and it's better than the original combat music was. Honestly, the original combat music was just crap, but I still don't like it. It's like I found it kind of just meh. So I made my own combat music. The downside with combat music is that you don't have specific tracks for specific fights. For example, when you're fighting like Vinicor. An in-game raid fight doesn't have its own specific track because it shares from a pool. So, yeah, I just make a bunch. Well, I shouldn't say it shares from a pool, but like several different fights will draw from a particular file. The adaptive combat music doesn't do that. If I remember correctly, what it does is it changes based on the status of the fight, which generally is kind of cool. I like that. Old game on the Genesis, Phantasy Star 3 did that. You could always tell how well you were doing in a boss battle based on how scary the music was. The music got scarier, progressively scarier, the worse you were doing. Now that normally would be kind of like a morale killer. It's like I'm losing and I'm losing badly. But there was something they did that actually made that pretty cool, and is that if the advantage shifted, it immediately jumped to something that was a lot more triumphant sounding. And that really, it kind of gave me this urge to keep going, because I want to turn around and get that awesome triumphant music going. It's like, yeah, I rose above the challenge. But it didn't do that for the last boss, which sucked. But the last boss sucked anyways. This is Angry Ice Cube, and I'm signing out. So next time we're probably going to be going to Everfrost. Peace out. Thanks for watching.